Hi. So, welcome back. I'm gonna apologize for the giant gap in posting, but I hope that you have had an eventful summer as well. Um, my summer has been pretty awesome. I've been doing volunteer work with a local group here in town, and I got to work at they have a day camp for adults with disabilities, and I got to work there for a couple of weeks, and it was so much fun. It was absolutely wonderful. I love this group. Um, it's a really good organization. Um, and then a bunch of other crap happened that isn't even worth talking about. Um, then, so like last week, I had intended to get back on here and start because during the summer, I managed to watch The In-Betweeners. And I have sat down at least four times and attempted to talk about The In-Betweeners, but without actual notes, I can't just train of thought through it. I mean, I do have one thought that I did write down, and it really upset me when I realized this because when I watched it and I got to the end of the series, it really felt like there should have been more. It felt way too short, and so I did a little research, and I discovered that with three series, each series only had 6 episodes, and they were like half-hour episodes. So three series, I only got a total of 18 episodes, and then there was two movies. And the episodes, the series had a total runtime of 7 hours and 11 minutes for three series. Now, when you compare this to Firefly, Firefly only had 14 episodes, ran one series, and had a movie. Um, but for the 14 episodes, you got a runtime of 10 hours and 30 minutes. I really feel like there should have been more in betweeners. I understand the writers, they're like, we ran out of stories or whatever, um, which I think is what somebody said in an interview. So I will say this: the first In Betweeners movie gave me the greatest moment of joy that I have ever experienced in any film or television ever. And if it's not too much to ask, can Blake Harrison, who played Neil, never stop dancing? That's all I want out of life. Is just I want to see him dancing as much as I've seen Christopher Walken dancing. That man dancing is just, it brings me joy. I would keep that in my closet, or whatever that thing is where the woman's like, hold it, and if it gives you joy. I've never actually seen it, but I've heard it. Um, his dancing brings me joy.
Yeah, all right. You got me. He's too good. He's too good. You got me. I bow down to.
But what I'm going to get to is the reason I didn't start doing this last week is because here in my town, we had what I'm going to call a weather event. Um, we get straight line winds all the time that, they blow through here like a rhinoceros herd. We get tornadoes. Not a big deal. For the first time ever in my, we'll say at least 2 decades on this planet, we had what was called, first I heard it called a microburst, and then I heard it called a downburst. We're going to go with Downburst because that's the one I've heard more. Um, a lot of people were really upset. They were saying there was a tornado. Nobody sounded the sirens. No, there wasn't a tornado. That involves rotation. You can see that building in a storm. This was just madness. We have had over 22 days. I took notes, so I'm looking. Over 22 days in a row of 100 plus degree heat. That's from the but down the road here at the Air Force Base, which is like 2 miles from me, maybe their temperatures are over 40 days of over 100-degree temperatures is what they've got recorded. Now, luckily, the 100 degrees ended yesterday, and we only got up into the 90s. And it's only going to be up in the 90s today, and it's really, really wonderful because it's been hot. It's been too hot to do anything. But Thursday was when we got the downburst. And I've learned a lot about downburst since then. What happened was our really hot air down here on the ground, a thunderstorm was moving in. Thunderstorm moves in across the hot air. The hot air causes the air in the thunderstorm to become like super dense, which causes it to all drop. And when it drops and hits the ground, it goes out in all directions. And it looks like a tornado came through. I found some footage of stuff. The power here at my apartment, it went out Thursday night, like right around 9:40, 10 o'clock at night. It did not come back on until Saturday at 7 p.m. And I can't tell you how miserable it was. And plus on Saturday, was it Saturday? It went out Thursday night. So Friday, it was Friday. Friday, to start the day out, my apartment back here had no water. I'm in the back of the what do you call the apartment area that the entire apartments take up the complex? Anyways, this apartment complex I'm in is huge, and I'm back here at the back. And a bunch of the buildings back here at the back, we had no water on Friday. I think it came back on. I'm not even gonna try and guess. I remember it was off. There was a truck driving around with a trailer. They had volunteers from places around town. They were making sure everybody had water, like gallon jugs of water. They had snacks, they had drinks and stuff. So that's really cool. Thursday night when it went out, after it sounded like something hit the front of my apartment. And so I went and I looked out the door, and the limbs had been falling out of the tree that's outside here. So there was rain pouring down. The power was out. Luckily, for several years, my kid had an obsession with lighting, flashlights, stuff like that. So I had a couple of different kinds of camping lanterns sitting around. So, yay me! After the rain stopped, I took one of the lanterns, went out wandering around. I got a friend who lives up closer to the front of the complex. So I walked up there to check on her, and on the way there, the number of residents that were out with flashlights on their phones and stuff like that going around, if they saw you walking along, it was, hey, are you okay? Yeah, are y'all okay? Yeah, all right, great. Um, the trees all over my apartment complex look like they blew up just exploded from the inside. They remind me, a lot of them remind me of, remember in Terminator 2 when he got shot with that grenade thing and he went and his side went all over. Whoa! That's what the trees all look like. Anyway, uh, this side of town got hit with this, and it looks like a bomb went off. I've got the aerial footage we're going to look at here in just a minute. Um, but then the next day, on the other side of town, 1,200-acre wildfire. So, welcome to the apocalypse, y'all. Plus, it's Texas, so we got Greg Abbott for governor, so it's the apocalypse kind of in hell? I mean, God, there has to be an election for that soon, doesn't there? Oh my God, I haven't even covered the fact that it's treason season, but that's cool. I'm just gonna stick with the in-betweeners and weather on this one because I will go off and this will be a really long video. But treason season's in full swing. Um, if you follow the American political circus that's been going on, oh God, it's just mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, I love it. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them carry briefcases and go to Subway. But anyway, so back on this weather. I gotta stop on the Trump thing. Back on the weather. Um, okay, the trees explode. Oh yeah. Okay, so the biggest part of this aerial footage is going to be the shopping center and the area right around the shopping center. Um, I drove by and looked at it like a day or two later, and it looks like a giant came along and just went poof on the front of the whole shopping center there. Like the front of it all blew in and stuff. The pizza place that's in there, on the news reports, they were saying, that the first responders were on the scene, and it dawned on me, it was a pizza place. It wasn't quite 10 o'clock yet, so there were still employees in there. Um, from what I understand, the employees were like all in the back getting ready to close, so there was like no real serious injuries to them. My ex-husband, who works on the street that got pretty much destroyed, he was at work, and their big huge sign that's outside, he said it just lifted up in the air and just slammed down into the parking lot. And I was like, damn. um but yeah, my apartment, like the buildings look all fine, but the trees have all been destroyed. But let me show y'all this footage. And I mean, I don't know how common of a thing this is anywhere else. It hasn't happened here in my lifetime. And apparently nobody else's either, because everybody was like, oh, tornado, tornado. It was destructive, and it happened here, so it had to be a tornado. I'm not saying people are narrow-minded, but a little bit narrow-minded. You know. Let me pull this up. I'll probably have to do a little cutsies here and whatnot. Oh, yeah, I've already screwed up. Okay. Okay, so this one here is not the aerial footage. This one is going to be from the YouTube ground footage. But I am going to talk while we watch it. So this is the shopping center here. And you can tell, like, the front of it, it's just blown in. Trees, they were uprooted. Just madness. Where is that? I can't tell what building that is behind there. Yeah, there was a lot of those that snapped. The big wooden power lines, they've snapped. There's a limb up in my tree that looks like it was twisted and just, but it's still up there. So that's going to wind up breaking. This down in through here, one of these used to be the movie store when I was in high school. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is an apartment building that's like 3 buildings down from where my ex husband was working. And that's not the apartment, is it? No, that's not. That's probably back over at the shopping center. But they should really show that. That apartment, I think, is in the aerial footage. This is still back in the. They're just going from trees to this shopping center. That was our local boxing. Well, one of our local boxing gyms. Is there another one? I don't know if there's another one or not. But just, that's what I said. It looks like a giant just went poof on the front of it. Okay, so this is right behind the shopping center. This is at the nudie bar. And it's so sad because outside there, lining their parking lot, they had these awesome neon palm trees that were like pink and green. So, I mean, I loved them. I would go to the nudie bar just to sit in the parking lot and look at the pretty trees. I think that might be the side of it between the shopping center and them. Because the nudie bar from the aerial footage, you can tell, got really screwed up. People are very upset about that. There's another one here in town, but that was the nice one. The other one has like a $2 cover and a 4-drink minimum. It's eh. Oh, I missed what street that was. That's what a lot of our trees look like. And that there, that's a one of our billboards on its I don't know, I guess like steel legs, iron legs, some sort of metal used to hold up giant signs. They just bent straight over. Now this is one of the post office. Next door to the post office is a school. School. That got really jacked up, and I'm guessing that was debris from it. I don't even know where this is. But like the size, look at the size of the trees. They just snapped. So that was the regular footage. Let me see if I can pull up the aerial footage. Yes, this was going to be the aerial footage of some of the same stuff we just saw. Sorry if this is like a long video. It's just, you know, this to me is just crazy. Because never been through it. It'd be like if suddenly we got hit with a hurricane. It'd be like, what the shit? Um, but we were attacked by the air from above. I don't even know what to think. So here's the top of that shopping center. You know what? Hang on, I'm going to switch this around. Okay, so I realized I can switch that around. Whoa, they're going fast. Okay, that's across the street from the shopping center in a little motel. Um, let me pause this. Let me pause this. This is that apartment. That's the apartment here where it took. I mean, you can see into the apartment. I don't know if anybody was living there. It doesn't look like anybody was. Um, but if you go, okay, so there's a 7-Eleven right there on the left-hand side. And the 7-Eleven is next door to the Pizza Hut, which is next door to where my ex-husband worked. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So right here coming in at the top of the screen is going to be the Pizza Hut. Then there's like a side street and the place where my ex-husband worked. But out here in front of the Pizza Hut, it took out all of their trees. And I used to live, if you go straight up here and go straight up the hill, I used to live up there. Okay, over here on the right hand side is going to be the shopping center and the nudie bar. Um, should I be calling it something besides the nudie bar? Anyways, and you're fixing to get to see that is at the bottom of the screen. There's the nudie bar. Oh, okay. Well, now you can see it right behind there. Hey, go back. Wait a minute. We're gonna pause this. So yeah, you can see where it just. I mean, it just. It really did. It was, but at least a tornado takes its time and meanders down the road. This just all happened at once. This was just one big, like, boom and destroyed. So, I mean, it was absolutely insane. Let me switch that. So, anyways, that's some of the stuff that I've been through this summer. Um, I hope that the good stuff was as good as my good stuff, and I hope that the bad stuff was nowhere near the stuff that I went through. Cause let me tell you something. It was what 40. My power was out for like 45 hours. I think it was. Yeah, so that would have been Saturday about 7 o'clock is when it came in. I now understand why when you go to the zoo, all the animals are asleep. It's too hot to be awake. I mean, that's all we could do is you could go to sleep or you could go and wander around at like a grocery store. And the people who went out and were checking on everybody and stuff like that, the neighbors that I would meet outside all night long because it was too hot to sleep. So you wander outside in the middle of the night and you're going to find somebody out there to talk to. Um, but I hope y'all are doing good. I'd like to get back into doing this again on a regular basis. Um, if I have to start smacking folks around to get that, kind of time where I can do that, I'm about darn ready to. Just, people. Um, but I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. If you've watched it to this point, thank you so much. Um, y'all take care of each other. Be good. And I'll see you next time. If you liked it, you know what to do. I mean, everybody else tells you, why don't I? But if you like it, if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for staying with me. Um, and I hope to see y'all back here again soon. Um, maybe I can actually. I. I'm rambling. So okay. Thanks y'all. Take care. Bye.